All right, what's up, guys? We're back with another one. So yes, the much anticipated Guilty Gear Strive patch is coming out tomorrow. We finally got the patch notes, and they are a lot bigger than I anticipated. I think everybody's a bit shocked. We knew it was going to be bigger than the last patch, but they put everything out there. This is huge. It's surprising to me that they're doing a patch this big only 4 months after the game came out, you know? It almost feels like a brand new version, you know, like a Guilty Gear Strive Reloaded or Guilty Gear Strive Turbo. Look, even my little puppy is very excited. He won't leave me alone down here. Get down, Leo. But yeah, so today, real quick, I just want to go over the general. You know, there's a lot of changes, so I'm not going to go down every single one, but I want to break down kind of the overall changes and what to look for once the patch drops tomorrow. There's also a couple cool videos Arcsys has been putting out, so I'll show them at the end, so make sure you stick around and check those out. But yeah, like always, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Look at me, I got a cold, but I'm still working for you guys. The least you can do is give me a click, right? All right, so here we go. This is the site. Look, before we get in, just look how long. This is insane, man. Look at this. This is for a patch 4 months after the game came out. And they already did a patch before. They're doing all sorts of crazy changes here. It's up to you whether you think that's a good thing or not. You know, my old school mentality is like, oh, you know, the game needs more time in the oven. But I think with the new school, you know, there's so many other games competing. I feel like it's probably a good decision. You know, keep things fresh, keep the attention on Guilty Gear Strive. So anyway, let's go in here. This one's kind of neat. It doesn't really matter to me, but they're adding, for all you PlayStation players, they're adding in-game. You can enter the in-game all-9 tournaments directly from there with so check it out here, ESL. I see these for BlazBlue and BB tags. It's cool to see for Strive, but that's not what we care about. It's a little line right there. Reduce the network connection time upon login. There you go. That's what everybody's complaining about. The connecting to server, communicating with server. Hopefully it's a lot better. We're gonna find out tomorrow. But yeah, here we go. So this is the big stuff. So every character got a lot of changes on their own, but I really kind of, for this video, I want to focus on the system changes, right? These are the things gonna affect everybody, affect the way the game works. And we kind of had a couple guesses before, but a couple of my predictions were wrong. They went in a different direction. So it's pretty exciting stuff. So the first line right here is something I think everybody wanted, especially, you know, I've been playing Angie and Kai, so without a doubt, this is something I really want to change, but projectiles got buffed. If you didn't know, projectiles are pretty terrible in Guilty Gear Strive. The recovery is insane. Kai can hit you with his projectile. He can do a combo into his projectile and get punished for that. Counter hit and die. It's almost, I don't want to say worthless, but almost worthless. They're almost worthless using projectiles in neutral. And, you know, that's a sad thing because projectiles are really fun. They add a lot of spice to a fighting game. So it's good to see they're getting buffed. We'll see a lot more of their usage in neutral. But again, these are not just like one-off changes, you know. Since they're buffing projectiles, which is going to make, you know, zoning stronger, they've actually buffed jump-in attacks now. So what happens is jump-in attacks, I got a little video. So here's a cool little video that they put out to demonstrate what they're talking about with the aerial attack changes. But now aerial attacks have that counter hit slowdown property that ground attacks do. So check this out. Ready? So there's the buff projectile. So it's like, how do we counter buff projectile? We make jump-in attack stronger. So counter, you see how that little slowdown? He's going to do a more optimal combo. See the difference right here. So notice. Look at the top. Let's watch it 2 times, right? Look at the top first. See how it says counter, but nothing happens, right? So you don't really get your optimal combo. Now look at the bottom one. See that slowdown, that pause? It gives you time to confirm. And he gets a full ground combo right there. I think he does an even stronger one on this one, right? This is an example like the optimal combo. Look at it. Off jump H. He has time to dash in, close S. So this is, again, this is not just a soul change. This is a universal change. So whatever character you're playing, you know, keep this in your mind now. So they don't show, but not only do you get the counter hit message, like the bigger combo on jumping attacks, but if you look down here, universally now, jump S, jump H, jump D, you get the counter effect, but you can also now Gatling. So you have air Gatlings, right? S can go into D, H can go into D. So that's already a really big thing. Example for Ram, you know, it's a huge like combo starter for her. That's universal now. And again, like I said, they're not just one off. They all kind of lead into each other. So projectiles got buffed. To counter that, jumping attacks got buffed. To counter that, now anti-airs got buffed. So here, 6P. So everyone has, you know, universal 6P, universal anti-air. These moves got buffed right now. It's kind of gross, but what happened is every 6P now, they changed the way the knockback works, so it's going to be easier to combo after that. But also, some characters, one character in particular I really don't like, is now able to special cancel, so this became universal. So watch this one. All right, this one is disgusting. But again, this is a universal change now. So if you played a character that could not special cancel, you can do it now. For example, they show Pot, 6P, so that's invul, right? If Chip pressed a button, he would lose. So all he can do is block, and now Potemkin can do this. Look at that. Look at Chip's risk gauge. Just off a block jump in attack, right? Off a block jump in, no risk from Potemkin. He's got 40% risk. He's right in front of him. If he had me to do RC and a pop buster, so this game is getting scary. Oh my god, I didn't see that one. Maybe I don't like that change. Hold on, maybe that change is no good. Dude, I didn't see that. That's terrible. This is going to be disastrous. You know, jumping attacks got buffed, anti-airs got buffed, projectiles got buffed. It's kind of like that balance philosophy that we were discussing before that I'm a big fan of. There are slight nerfs on the characters, but overall it's like buffs, new tools, you know, it's just like more exciting. It's really interesting stuff. They mentioned about changing the startup speed of normals. We weren't sure if it was gonna be nerf or buff. It's a buff. You know, not every character, but the characters that had slower jabs, I think it was like 6-frame jabs. I think everyone now has a baseline of like 5. So that's really big. That helps some characters avoid getting throw looped, you know, on wake up because of throw invul frames. But again, it's just a buff, and it's a very important buff. You know, it's a necessary change for some of the characters there. Starter for mix-up moves. I don't know. We need to see the game to come out a bit more because they're talking about specials, not dust in particular. All I know is my girl Ram, I lost my overhead. What the hell? I need to see what happened tomorrow. But they just straight up removed my overhead. But for other characters, I don't know. Like Milia has what, her 6K. Angie doesn't have an overhead. I don't know. But other characters' overheads, they might have been sped up a little bit, or they might have been slowed down, but for a bigger reward. It depends on the character breakdown. We need to see it in action to see like who actually got the buff and who got a nerf from that. Throws. So again, the clash mechanic, we don't know how long it's going to be, but they increased the window a bit. We kind of knew it was going to happen. I think it's a pretty good change because throws are quite strong. You can also RC. I think it is before. Was this only for command throws? PRC regular throw whiffs now and get like air grabs? I hope not. I wanted that removed and they buffed it. Damn you, Daisuke. And now the next one. This one's huge. Okay, this one's really big right here. The faultless defense change. So we weren't sure how they're going to change. You know, my guess was maybe the meter management, but watch this. This is godlike. All right, so watch. Everyone is complaining about guard crush in this move. So this applies not only to guard crush, but just in general. So moves that don't really knock you back far enough. Now FD has a set distance, a set minimum distance, right? So it's really, really effective right now. So watch this comparison, right? This might not look like much to you. You know, it's like, oh man, well, he's still in range. He doesn't go that far away. Just wait till the comparison they're about to show. Then you'll be like, oh, I see what kind of change that was. So this is after 4 Garudas. You love to see it. You love to see it. You can see the distance right here on the top and the bottom between the old version and the new version. So again, like I said, this is not just an anti-guard break move, which is gonna help though against you know, Gold Lewis and Garuda spam like that, but also against other moves as well. Probably Ram too. This is gonna hurt against Ram Lethal, I think. But again, it makes defense stronger because that was like a common complaint about the you know, defense in the game being too weak. So input buffer, we know the input buffer got increased, so it's gonna be easier to do some harder combos, some more technical combos, as well as, of course, you know, wake up reversals. This one is quite big. The psych burst, which is just, you know, the burst, they extended the hitbox. So watch this. Again, this is a huge change once you see it. So this is the new one. That's so fun. If you play this game, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god. So now the old one on the top, from that range it hits. The old one doesn't hit. It hits from there too. So the old one, where Kai's standing, it doesn't even hit on the top one, but on the bottom one, it still hits from there. So it's a huge buff to the range, which is big for defensive mechanics, but for me, because all I ever do is gold burst. So it's a huge change for me. I want to land more and more gold bursts now. But yeah, there you go. So this is like the max distance where it doesn't hit. So from this distance on the bottom, that's like where it doesn't hit. So damn, like that's huge. It's like over a quarter of the screen almost on the new burst, which is good. You know, I feel like they're a bit slower than before, so it's good to get that kind of range buff. There's one more change to faultless defense. They didn't show it in the video, but before, when you did faultless defense, your block stun, you were stuck blocking a little bit longer. This is like an old carrier mechanic. They removed that. So not only do you push them back further now, you can also move just as fast as you did regular blocks. So it's gonna be a lot easier to escape like oppressive block strings and pressure strings that people had trouble dealing with before. So again, defense has gotten a lot stronger, which is great. All right, that's it for the system changes. Now there are, as I said, there are a ton of character changes here. I'm not going to go over every single one. I will just say, though, overall, buffs. Everyone buffed. Everybody buffed. Characters that got nerfed are still, because of, you know, the way the system changes work and everything, it's not like they lost tools. It's like, all right, this move is still good, but it was a little bit too good before. You know, you're still going to be using it. You just got to be a little bit smarter with it. And the cool thing, too, is they gave characters, you know, that's what they did before. It's like, all right, we're going to nerf something, we'll buff it as well. So I will just talk about my characters real quick. Ramethal, I think, out of everyone, I think Ram, look, this is just Ramethal. I think she got the most changes. So I initially saw this, I was like, that's a nerf. But then I saw people on Twitter say, oh, that's a buff. So I have no idea. I'm looking forward to trying her tomorrow. Like I said, her overhead is gone. It's no longer an overhead, but now it's like a weird combo tool. My favorite move, her Jump H, that huge dropping sword that already already got nerfed, it got nerfed again even harder. So I'm gonna have to use my brain when I play now. I hope not. Majority of the changes have to do with her ground specials too. So all of her specials got touched in a different way. And the thing is, it's like when you combine her specials with also like the new FD mechanic, I'm sorry, I can't imagine. I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow and try it myself to see like how it works in the new system. But the good news, if Ram did end up getting nerfed, well, I always got my boy Angie, because for some reason, not for some reason, we know why. Angie got super buffed, which is great. The last beta, he got quote unquote buffed. You know, everyone was like popping off, like you got to spin, Kara spin, but that wasn't really anything. These are good buffs. The buffs you got here are real. First of all, Butterfly. Butterfly is almost worthless. Butterfly is fast now. Faster startup, faster recovery. So you can use it in neutral right now to get in, which is awesome. We needed that. That move was crap. Fujin, slow ass Fujin, it got sped up. So you can actually combo. That's crazy. Before, like, his main poke, you know, far S, 2S, wouldn't combo into Fujin, but now it does. So now he actually is a scary poke. You can play footsies with this character. It's amazing. You can far S Fujin in the sweep, RC, wall break, all sorts of stuff. Ko, the spinning, like, anti-air move, guard break on the second hit, and also easier to combo, which is great. The combos when you use Ko was so like finicky that I wouldn't even go for it, but they recognized that. They made it easier to connect with, which is godlike. Bust from the last one and the bust in this one, I think Angie's finally a real character. Even though I said I flushed him, I'm definitely gonna go back and give him a try tomorrow when this comes out here. And then also, I guess let's talk about Soul as well. You know, everyone's like, they're gonna kill Soul, they gotta kill Soul, they gotta nerf Soul. He didn't get touched. I'm sorry, boys. His 6P doesn't wall bounce anymore. That was kind of how he set up his like huge damage combos. So they took that away, but instead they gave him new combo routes. So check this out. So here's a new combo route. My man got real combos. They said there's no combos in this game. What happened? But here, look, the 6P, right? So this doesn't bounce anymore. But the change now. So this is Bandit Revolver, right? Before, this move would always have two parts. It'd be one, and if it hit, the follow-up came out. Now you manually input the follow-up. So if you press K, the second part will come. But in this case, he doesn't do it, so he can land and pick up and do this kind of loop. And again, right, one hit Bandit Revolver. He's never had this before, huh? This is like a new little tool for Soul there. But yeah, cool stuff. The as I mentioned before, it doesn't look like anybody got nerfed. So people are hoping like, yo, Soul's got to get nerfed, Leo's got to get nerfed, Nagoriyuki's got to get nerfed. These guys are all still top. Unless the system mechanics really like hurt their game strategy, they're still gonna be monsters. So if you play those characters, you can rejoice. But yeah, that's it. It comes out a little bit later. I think it comes out in like evening time, late afternoon, evening time in Japan. So there's still some time. Those videos I showed though, they're on the official Guilty Gear Twitter account. They might be putting out more, you know, so make sure you check that out because they're really helpful. So good job to them too. You know, I love when the devs actually explain what's going on instead of just putting out raw dog patch notes, like showing it, explaining the thought process behind. They've been doing a really good job communicating with everybody, I feel. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about your character, because I don't have, you know, I can only play a couple of the characters. I don't know how everybody's feeling. Let me know, you feel like your character's dead? They need buffs already? You're crying already? Or do you feel like, I hit the jackpot? Like, this next patch is my version, man. I don't know. I've seen mostly positive results, except for Leffy. He's always complaining, but everyone else seems pretty happy with their character changes. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Make sure you guys, you know, watch the stream, watch the YouTube. I'll put out a lot of videos if my voice recovers. That's kind of the big issue right now. But yeah, that's it. If you're still watching, thank you. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow when the patch drops. Peace.